Hello everybody, welcome into my channel today. My name is Sherry. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, as always, welcome back. We are starting a new project today and I am so excited because I have needed one of these. Now I've made something similar but never really followed it through to work for me, which I think this is going to give me the inspiration to do so on my other project. But we are following along with Rachel at Roxy's Creation, and this is Roxy's weekly challenge, week 37, and it's a tutorial, and she's making an ephemera holder, and I desperately need ephemera holders. So her book, I will link the video in the description box below, is a larger book. I went through and I found some old books that I had, and this is the one that I chose, so it's a little bit smaller. It's a very old book, so when I tried to deconstruct it, it fell apart. But that's okay. We have a solution for that. So as Rachel said, everybody's measurements for their papers, we're doing 5 signatures, 3 pages each, because they're paper pad. And I'm using mostly the very last of a Tim Holtz one I have, but I mixed in a few others. So I'll show you those in a little bit. I hope you're all well today. I hope my little project goes as planned for us, but it's going to be a lot of fun and I think it's going to work. So what I've done, being as how the spine broke out, because it's very old. This book is from volume, okay, so it's from 1789 to 1909. So it is very old and brittle. And I will save those pieces for something. So what I decided I need to do is I needed to make a new spine. And I've measured that to right at about 3 inches. Let's see if you can you see me? Yes, okay. So what I'm gonna do is go down on one side of this with some double-sided tape, and we're gonna stick it to, I pulled out this, I always save these whenever I get anything from Tim Holtz. I think these might have been corner tabs, you know. I always save them because they come in handy for things. So I'm just gonna stick this down, make sure that's good and down. And I decided that'll be on the outside, but I'll probably be covering it with fabric or something anyway, so it really doesn't matter. All I'm gonna do is come in and get this stuck down. If my dogs start to bark, I will, you know, you might hear them playing in the background because it looks like they're winding up for a game of tug of war or wrestling, which is fine with me. I don't mind that. I just don't want them to start barking. So I've measured a 3-inch spine with cardstock. I'm gonna try to get it right in the center here. And I know mine is not going to look or be exactly like Rachel's, and that's fine because I don't think any of ours are going to be all the same. We all have different stuff to work with. This happened to be the only hardback book I had at the time. And then I just sort of cleaned the edges up because they were kind of grungy. So what I'm thinking is I'm wanting about 1/4 inch leeway here for when my book closes. So using my mat, I'm going to line up right here on this line, and then I can go to this next little bit here, and I know that's 1/4 inch. So I think what I'm going to do now is get another strip of double-sided tape, and we will be reinforcing the spine much more. This is just the base construction, so there'll be a lot more reinforcing. And I'm sorry if you can hear, I think the gardeners yeah. I was going to say the gardeners that go to the house behind me, but I think they come on Wednesday unless they've changed. But there's gardeners in the neighborhood, and they can be noisy, but I am not closing my windows because it is an absolutely beautiful day here. And I do not want to close my windows. So I think that's going to be pretty good, because if we it's okay to have a little bit of extra leeway rather than not enough when it comes to the ability for your spine to flex. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a little bit of film, then I'll take a little break, and I want to go out. I got a little deadheading to do. Some of my roses are looking really, really pretty, but they do need to be deadheaded, which also means I could, let me just turn it back this way. That seems to be better. Yeah, I could cut some maybe and bring them in. Wondering if I should put a double-sided tape on there as well, or if that would really matter. I don't think that would really matter. It's for me anyway, so it doesn't. So I'm going, let me, remember we said we were going to line up on that line right there. We're going to come in right here. That's giving us right at about our 1/4 inch. I might be slightly off on the top. That might be a little taller, but as I said, it's okay. It's for me. It's okay. So I'm going to turn this upside down. So I need to make sure that when I do this side, I'm doing it the correct way and not upside down. Yes. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Just needed to make sure, because I don't want my book to be not in the right order. Yeah, so I thought I would do a little bit. My husband texted me this morning and asked if I wanted to go to Taco Tuesday for dinner at our favorite local Mexican restaurant. And of course, I said, absolutely. I had taken some flat iron out. I was going to do some flat iron, some corn on the cob, and salad with some really good blue cheese dressing that I got a recipe from a restaurant for. And I thought, you know what? That's okay. That can wait until tomorrow. All right. So we now have that secured. So that's a good thing. We have the outside of the spine on hopefully something fairly strong. This is going to be a very large ephemera holder, as Rachel says. Hers is much taller, but that's fine. This was really the only hardback book I had in my stash and my stock to get this started from. I did put that upside down, although it really doesn't matter because we don't have a top or a bottom yet. In fact, I was kind of looking to see what I thought. That might be the top anyway, because I thought, looking by wear and tear, that was probably the back corner. Always seems to get the most wear and tear. Okay, so I like the way that looks. I want to go in, and I haven't decided. I might have to stop. I really liked this. I thought it was really pretty. The paper that was inside here. I liked the cover, but I think I'm wanting to do some material just for a little bit of extra, maybe even something that covers from the outside in. So let me pause the video. And yeah, can you hear them outside playing? Yeah, they're playing. I'm gonna see what sort of strips of fabric I have. I have a whole basket right here of fabric strips. I really don't know that I would find anything suited to this or color. match. That one wouldn't be too bad. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the same on the inside as the outside. I'm just really trying to use up scraps on this. There's a scrap of a different green. It's sort of a thinner green. This is a little bit thicker material, which might not be a bad idea for, I just don't think I have enough of this to wrap around. Unless I did some on the outside, because that is actually really pretty together. And if I wrap it on the inside, you're not going to see it because of the, signatures anyway. So let's just give this a try and see where we get to. I don't know. Might work and it might not. But there's only one way to find out. So my thinking was we could do a solid on the outside. Will it cover? No, it does not cover. That one covers, but barely. However, that doesn't really matter because we can put lace on it. That way we can wrap. We could even shorten this one in here. Go like this. Figure out where we need it inside. Get this glued on. You guys doing, horsing around? Were you horsing around? It's very fringy, but I don't mind that. Let me get I'm gonna have to order more Fabri-Tac. I was looking in my stash and I realized that my Fabri-Tac is getting low. I mean, I have a whole nother bottle, but I need to fill this one. So I think by the time I fill the other one, that's gonna be the last of it. So we're gonna go just slightly off of the edge like so. Same over here. Same in here. Touch all this with the Fabri-Tac. This is what you call flying by the seat of your pants building. Because remember, we're going to wrap this over, so it doesn't really matter if it doesn't cover the whole thing. Spread out. Got a little bit too much on that side because it's a little narrower there, but that's okay. What we can do too with this is poke it down in there so that we get it down in the crease. Well, I hope you're all well today. You'll have to let me know if you're doing Roxy's weekly challenge. I was really, really excited about this one, you guys. Really excited. I have been wanting to make an ephemera holder for a long time. I don't know that I'm going to have everything I need for it, but I think I can at least come up with a good start. And then if I have to order anything, the plastic for the inside is what I'm just not sure to make the little pockets. If I'm going to have what I need, or if I'm going to have to just sort of wing it and do something different. I'm not quite sure. Okay, so I think we got that down pretty darn good. I'm pretty darn sticky. And I want to say that we're going to be able to take this piece. That's why my mat's always sticky. Oops, that came up, but that's okay. I'm wanting to take that piece. Of course, I'll flip it over, but wanting it to wrap up and cover is my plan. Plus it reinforces, so it's twofold there. As I said, you're going to have your signatures in here, so you're really not going to be that concerned about what's going on in the spine, I wouldn't think. Okay, so let's go ahead. Just sort of eyeball this. Remember, we said it wasn't going to cover completely. Oops. Because that's a little bit thinner, but it's okay. We'll put something there. Get rid of some of these strings. I also have a journal flip through to film for you. A journal that I've completed. And it turned out really cute, so excited about that. Yeah, definitely gonna fill my Fabri-Tac here today. And get one in my Amazon cart. Already got a couple other things in there waiting to go. Just lay that there the best we can. Stretch it. Stretch it, stretch it. Gosh, I'll tell you what, it is a beautiful day here, friends. It's 70 degrees right now. I'm not sure what the projected high is, but I think we're in the low to mid 80s all week. So that's why I figured I best get out and start getting some gardening done, some deadheading, even just little by little. You know, it can be a little overwhelming sometimes if you're trying to do it all in one day. But if you just go little by little, spend an hour, half an hour, take a break, put some clothes on the line, do something, it really isn't that bad. And then here we're going to want to take this. How far up do we go? Too far. And then the dogs like it when I'm outside too, because it's fun for them. They get to play and be silly. Just be silly. Now mind you, I am totally just winging this. Winging. like Rachel said, at the end of the day, it's just for me, so it doesn't really matter. As long as it works for what I need it for, that's what my goal is. Oops, went too high on that one. Yeah, so our favorite taco place on Taco Tuesday, you can get 3 of their little street vendor tacos for $5, which is pretty good. They're the smaller street vendors, so they're not huge, but they're good. And $5 margaritas, which they have excellent margaritas. You don't get the big margaritas for the $5. The big grandes, if that's what you want, but you can get the small margaritas for $5. And they're very, very yummy. Okay. I think that's coming together pretty good, guys. I'm thinking I'm liking it. And then I thought we would hold on just a second. Check our lace and see if there's anything there. What I wanted to show you while that dries just for a little bit, I made this a while back ago to put, I don't know quite what I was going to do with it, little collage, maybe just some ephemera. So I think once I get this one figured out, I'm going to go and turn this into an ephemera holder as well. It's just a little bit smaller, and this one is, I'm not sure how Rachel's going to hold the signatures in. This one I just did with the elastic, and it's got 6 signatures and pockets on both sides. So I think I'm going to turn this one into a ephemera holder too, so hopefully we'll have 2 nice ephemera holders to work with when it's all said and done. So now I was wondering what kind of, if we should put some lace over this. It's not going to quite cover. Looking at what I've got available. If we should just sort of lace up just the edges on the front and the back. That would be kind of pretty, wouldn't it? Just put that there to kind of just cover that edge. Yeah, let's do that. That wide one would be nice, but it's just not quite wide enough. Four, unless we decide to do the wide one on the outside. We'll take a look. Let's just cut 2 for now. We might want a little different look on the outside. I might be going to a like little journal retreat thing this Friday, but I'm not 100% sure. I was invited, and then I haven't really heard back on the details. The lady said they got the okay from the Chalfont Valley something to hold a little retreat, like a little junk journal making retreat. And of course it's, you know, bring your own supplies and probably what you're working on. She did ask me to bring some of my pre-made journals so that we can share and everybody can see. So I'm kind of hoping that it works. I think it'd be fun. We've never had anything in our area like that. I don't think there's a lot of junk journal enthusiasts around here, but I'm beginning to think there's getting to be more and more. So that's going to be fun. And then it'll be fun around the holidays. Maybe see what we can come up with. I don't know if there'll be anything we can do, but I don't know. It'd be kind of fun. I don't know if she's doing a lunch or snacks. Like I said, I really haven't heard back any details since she initially contacted me. It's pretty new, and she's not new to junk journal making. I don't think she seems to have been doing it for a while, but doing get-togethers like this, I think, is a fairly new thing for her. So I'm sure there's a lot to figure out. Okay, definitely need to fill that. Okay. I'm just gonna let that dry. Seems like it wasn't that long ago I had breakfast and now I'm already hungry again. I just made myself a little omelet. It wasn't anything too much or too heavy. I guess I could come over a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know how much we'll get done in this video today, but I did want to show you the pages that because I have to kind of keep referring back to Roxy's challenge and see where we're at on that side of things. But as I said, I was pretty excited to do the challenge. I'm not too worried about that down in the crease. As I said, everything will be sewn in anyway. Do you want to grab a piece of scratch paper, just to turn that over on. This is just a piece of scratch paper. Okay. And now we can kind of look at this ribbon. That's kind of pretty. It's not really what I thought of for out there, but it's the same kind of color, so we might use it elsewhere. I wish that was just a little bit wider, but I kind of like that. I kind of do. I kind of like that it shows a little bit of the fringy edge. It's not the same as the inside, but it adds just a little bit to it, so I'm going to go with that. Yeah, I like that. Probably put this on. I'll show you the pages, and then I'm going to let this continue to dry, and we'll come back to this on another video. Because like I said, I want to do a flip through video today too of the journal I just finished. Probably my last fall journal for this year. I already had another one in my stash, so time to start thinking about Christmas. At least journal-wise anyway. Not reality-wise, but journal-wise. Okay. I like that. I like the ruggedness of it. It's going to be kind of a grungy little situation here, I think. I'm all right with that. Pieces out here needed some. They were out of the perimeter a little bit. The perimeter of the glue. Okay, so while that dries, let me wipe off my hands just real quick. They're quite sticky, you can imagine. All that Fabri-Tac, I'm trying not to get it on my nails, but you know how that goes. Okay, while that is drying for a bit, I'm going to take and just throw these bits in the trash. Push a couple things out of my way so I can show you the pages. So, what Roxy did on hers, or Rachel, I'm sorry, on Roxy Creations, is put my lace basket to the side. She had to glue sort of some of her pages together because, as I mentioned, they are bigger, but I don't have to do that, so I still want to get this out a little bit further out of my way, but I've got stuff in the way, of course. Okay, so I measured my pages, they were 12 by 12, so I cut them down to 9.5 by 12, and then I scored them at 6. So each one of my signatures is going to be 6 by 9.5. I've got 3 pages in each signature. Okay, and there's 5 signatures, so that's 1, 2. This was all just old scrapbook paper that I've had for years, and the very last of my this one Tim Holtz paper pack. So, and then 1, 2, and 3, and then signature number 4. 1, 2, and 3. And then signature number 4 is 1, 2, and 3. So we have 5 signatures of 3 pages each that we will be sewing in here. And I'm really excited to get this project going. All right, you guys, that's going to be it for today for Roxy's weekly challenge of the large ephemera makers. And I will meet you back here to continue this project on my next video. Take care, stay safe, be kind, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.